All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth Q&A of the week. Like promised, I'm doing daily Q&As here on Geekdom 101, answering your asked questions from the ask.fm. Ask.fm/Geekdom101 is the link. And yeah, I hope everybody's having a really good day. Big D-Cember is what we're doing. And of course, these are bonus content, bonus videos. I'm still going to have your traditional daily videos coming up, every single day on Geekdom 101. And at least for this week, for sure. Big plug here on Saturday. I will be dropping the History of Broly Dragon Ball In-Depth. And you're definitely going to want to check that out. Christmas Eve, Saturday, a day before Team 4-Star does their Broly movie. You'll have the entire history of the character there, so you can check it out. And, I really worked hard on that video, and I hope everybody likes it. So you can know everything you need to know about Broly and his origins and all that stuff. So, fun time. Anyways, let's get to these questions. Oh, one more thing. And I'm going to say this in my episode review this weekend. I do want to thank everybody who purchased a Geekdom 101 t-shirt or hoodie. It really, really means a lot to me. Like, seriously, that you're willing to represent the channel in your day-to-day. Like, thank you so, so much. You have no idea. I don't even know what to even say. Like, I can't even possibly give any more thanks than that. It really means a lot to me. Like, seriously. Let's talk about these, or let's answer these questions here. Hey Geekdom, what if Gohan had turned Super Saiyan during the Namek arc against Frieza instead of Goku, or alongside him out of rage for Piccolo and Krillin's death? Well, Piccolo didn't die, but still he thought he did. If he did it instead of Goku, he would have probably lost. I don't think he would have been able to beat Frieza because he didn't have enough base power. So I think he would have still lost that fight. But then again, when it comes to Gohan, it's hard to really say that because Gohan has unpredictable power because of his rage. Excuse me. So he may have won. He may have pulled out some kind of rage power and actually won the fight. If he did it alongside Goku, there's no way that Frieza could have been able to take on two of them even remotely. It would have been a squash even at 100% power. It would have been a squash. It was 2 against 1. Next question. Do all the Supreme Kais of a particular universe have to die for the God of Destruction of that universe to die, or just the Kaioshin that are presently active in that universe? I believe they all have to die. I may be wrong on that because, it could be either one. It's not actually explicitly explained. It just says the Kaioshin have to die. But you have to remember that the word Kaioshin is plural and singular. It's one of those words in Japanese that could be used for both plural and singular. And I was under the impression that all the Kais have to die. Because if there's 4 Kais, because remember, every universe is supposed to have 5 Kais. So if you kill one off, I don't think that would take out Beerus. I think you would have to take out all 5 of them. So I think that is what makes the most sense, that you have to take out all the Kais. Let's keep going here. There's a certain episode back then when Goku began to talk about how excited he was about the multiversal tournament, and they showed around 12 characters in the black. As I noticed, one of them was Hit himself. If you ever notice this, tell me you also think the rest of them are also fighters. I never noticed it, but I just consider that just like some foreshadowing. I don't think that's anything like, like that much of a clue. Do you think Whis could defeat bodiless Zamasu or not, due to how he states this even made his skin tingle? Well, I think based on, my rinky-dink power scaling, I would say that if Vegito Blue can take out multiple universes, I would assume that Beerus can too. Now, I'm not saying he can do it in one shot. I'm not saying he can just blink like the Omni King and do it, but I think, they could, and I think they could just destroy the entire universe. But, I mean, or could they just create a bomb in the universe and blow it up and not actually destroy the universe from the outside in? The problem is that we've never actually seen them do this, and that's where the problem lies. But if the scaling is accurate, then I would assume that Whis could probably just destroy the universe. And, he can travel in between universes. We've seen him do that. So that tells me that would be the only way. That's what I think. But again, it's a hard question. Do you think it would be possible for a person to be the Japanese and English dub voice for an anime character? I don't know if that's happened before. That's a great question, actually, because I wonder if that's happened. It definitely has not happened in Dragon Ball, but I wonder if there's another anime where that did happen. I feel like it has. If you know, if you're out there and you know the answer to this, please leave a comment down below. So if it hasn't happened, then my answer to that would be, uh, if they can speak both languages fluently enough to where there's not too much of an accent, unless the character calls for an accent, then I would say sure, why not? At least they would understand the character. How many people are there in Dragon Ball that can defeat people that are miles ahead of them, like Devilman with the Devilman Beam and Monster Carrier? Well, you named the two big ones. I mean, you really did name the two big ones. Devilman's Devilmight Beam, for those of you who don't remember, he will, the move is supposed to instantly kill you if you have evil in your heart. So the joke is, if he hits Frieza with this fucking thing, he could kill him. And even Golden Frieza. You know, we're talking about Golden Frieza, a character who's miles and miles and miles ahead of Devilman significantly. Devilman was beaten by Kid Goku, and he could lose to this technique. Could he nail him with it, though? That's the question. Of course, Monster Carrot, otherwise known as Boss Rabbit, he can touch you and turn you into a carrot. You know? Would that technique work on somebody significantly stronger than him? We don't know, but it did work on people who were stronger than him. But that much stronger? I don't know. But you pretty much named the two best examples of that. If Goku became the strongest in the multiverse and kept training, he would get bored, wouldn't he? Master Roshi's message mean nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't even know what this is even about. Okay, why does a lower class warrior have potential higher than the Kai's gods of creation? Because, man, it's Dragon Ball. The story of Dragon Ball is you can do anything if you set your mind to it. Even if they tell you that you're weak. That was the whole story, is that, Goku was born to be weak. And you can surpass your limitations, dude. That was the whole story of Dragon Ball. Why is the God of Destruction stronger than the gods of creation? What sense does that make? That is a good question. It really is a good question. I guess because they have to be. I've talked about this before, and I've thought about it. The gods of creation just create. The gods of destruction destroy, and when you destroy, especially, many things at once, you need to be stronger. So that's why, that is why. But if you remember, the way that the universe balances that out is by having the god of destruction have their servant or their aide or whatever, which is the angels. And the angels reverse time if the god of destruction goes too far. So it's one of those things where you've got the gods of creation who create things. That's their job. That's all they do. You've got the god of destruction who destroys, and you've got the angels who babysit the gods of destruction. But the thing is, you have to also understand that there's no rule that says that the gods of creation can't become as strong, because Zamasu got strong. I mean, obviously he had to go into another body, but he still got strong. I mean, for all we know, there might be Kais out there who are on the same level of gods of destruction. We haven't seen them yet. The Omniversal Tournament may provide answers for that. Let me take a quick sip of tea here for the working man. Paying them gimmicks in the mail called bills. All right. Why don't the Saiyans use the methods of training like gravity and weights if they are fighting race? Well, they have. I mean, Vegeta still uses it. I don't know if you mean the rest of them, but the rest of them never discovered that kind of training. King Kai, Kaioken versus Kami and Popo. Oof, that's tough. See, King Kai would beat Kami. Popo, though. No, if it's Team 4-Star Popo, King Kai loses. I don't think King Kai's really a fighter. King Kai versus Tao Pai Pai, King Kai, definitely. If Tenshinhan or Piccolo opened a school for human children to begin training, do you think the Earth would protect itself, or just that they're screwed either way? Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because in Dragon Ball Online, there is a martial arts school that's opened up. I think Krillin opens it up to train humans on martial arts. So that storyline you're talking about is good. And that would be a great idea if they put it into the canon. If they put it into the, and when I say the canon, I mean, I hate that word. I mean, Super or the manga or something like that. That would be fantastic. That's a good idea. Do you think they can protect themselves? Yes. I think that if they get enough strong humans with good potential, they could. Boo-Tanks versus current Gohan. I think current Gohan would still win. I really do. Well, actually, yeah, I think he would. I mean, Mystic Gohan didn't beat him, but still. I think that this Gohan might... He hasn't trained in a while, though. If he gets serious, Gohan will win. Hey, Geekdom, I feel like SS2 isn't respected as much because it only gives a bit more spiky electricity. How would you change the appearance for it to be more different? Thanks. I disagree about it not being respected. A lot of fans I've talked to throughout the years, including myself, label that as their favorite transformation. Right? Maybe it has to do with how badass Gohan was and Majin Vegeta and all that. But, that being said, it's one of those things where I do agree that it looks way too much like SS1 to the point where, excuse me, sometimes the animators will forget to draw lightning. Like, for example, Dragon Ball Z Movie 10, The Second Coming of Broly or whatever. They didn't do the lightning, but Gohan's clearly in SS2, but you didn't do the lightning. And it's one of those things where, like the electricity, so it's one of those things where the electricity is a great way to differentiate, but the animators sometimes forget to put it in there, or even Toriyama himself, so then you get confused. And it can be confusing for a lot of people, right? But it's one of those things where I feel, you asked me how would I change it, I would probably create, if I were to go back and talk to Toriyama, for example, I would say, let's differentiate this form a little bit more. I would probably have a different color. I like the way the form looks. I'd probably have like a different color lightning. Maybe like ball lightning, which is like little balls surrounding you, something like that. Something to make it look different like that. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Is Cabba stronger than Buuhan in his base form? That is a tough question. Like, now, I'm not even kidding. That's tough. That is tough. Because you're talking about Cabba in his base, I presume. And he certainly has more potential. Now, Vegeta against Cabba was obviously holding back, right? And we know that Vegeta Blue would probably murk Buuhan without even blinking because of how strong they are in Super in comparison to Dragon Ball Z. So, this is a tough question, because even if you power scale, we don't exactly know how much Vegeta was holding back. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out to everybody in the comments. Let me know, do you think base Cabba can beat Buuhan? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Cabba has potential, but he looked impressive against Vegeta. Like I said, Vegeta was holding back. He could have knocked him out at any time. But it's still, Cabba showed so much potential, dude. It's like, maybe if he trained, I know if he trained he could, but in base, probably not. I'm going to say probably not. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am wrong, I'm not afraid to be wrong. Do you think that maybe the Omni King is actually just a figurehead to say, and in reality the Grand Priest is pulling all the strings? You got a video on the channel about that with a Dimsy. It should be up, let's see, if this is going up Thursday night or Wednesday night. It's either, I don't even know when this is going to go up because I'm recording this like a few hours ahead before it goes up. So I would say sometime this week the video is going up. So I do cover this in that video. Vados is not really devious. She just makes devious faces. I think we need to forget that. But nonetheless, still, you have a point, and we talk about that in that video. Do you think Arale survived both times when the Earth was destroyed by Buu and Frieza? She wasn't really on the Earth. Remember, they're on a different universe, different dimension. But if they were on the Earth, then probably not. I mean, if so, would she have been like floating in space? She could have survived, maybe, but probably not. That's a great question. There's no answer. We don't know. What are the chances of a future Dragon Ball movie in 2017 or 2018? Okay. If you're talking about live action, probably slim to none. If you're talking about like a movie like Resurrection F, Battle of Gods, Toei animated, I would say it's a good chance. Not for 2017, though. I would say if we're going to get a movie, it's going to get announced in 2017, and it'll be out in 2018. That's my educated guess on that. There have been rumors coming out of the Japanese fandom for a few months now that they are working on a movie. It's rumors, though. It's rumors. No actual promotional hints. And the reason for that's because Dragon Ball Super keeps changing directors, and people are saying, well, where are they going? What's this guy doing? And so the scuttlebutt has been that they're working on a movie. But I don't know. I mean, the funny thing about Resurrection F is that Resurrection F was actually finished right before it came out. Like, it was finished like the month before it came out, I think, or maybe even a few weeks before. So they didn't even start on the movie till like January, which is trippy, or like December. Like when the poster came out, the movie they had just barely started. I remember, I think Nozawa said that. I think might have been Yamamuro, but it's interesting because they don't. It doesn't take that long for them to make these movies. So if the guy left to make a movie, you would think they would have announced it by now. But I'm just saying that is a rumor. So there you go. Logan LaRoche, that's a French name. I'm sorry, I apologize if I butchered it. What aspects of a future Dragon Ball game would you want? Yawning here. It's late. I really like fusions, but future game, I want a first-person shooter with Jocko. Because if you're out there, right, and you've played Call of Duty Zombies, which I'm sure a lot of you have, because that's a fucking Call of Duty Zombies is like awesome. You know that gun, that space gun that you get that shoots a little circular? I forgot what it's called. It's been years, but that circular beam, it looks like Jocko's gun. I want a first-person shooter where you play as Jocko. That'd be awesome. Or maybe like a side-scrolling game where you play as Trunks with the sword or Tapion and give him his own little story. I want that. I want games that have their own story for different characters. I feel like Dragon Ball has so many awesome characters, and I don't think Toei and Namco Bandai have ever taken full advantage of it. There's so many marketing ideas they can do. It's just crazy. Would Dragon Ball Super be better if it was a seasonal series? Animation would probably be better if that was the case. He goes on to say, also, what if Dragon Ball Super came out before Resurrection F started with episode 16, 17, 18, and then we got to Universe 6? I feel like if it came out first, there wouldn't even be a Resurrection F. I don't think that. Granted, in Japan, there's lots of times where anime movies or remake anime TV, like Evangelion, for example. I think Gundam did it too. Might have been backwards for Gundam, but I think Escaflowne also did it. But, you always have like the movie remakes of old TV. So I do believe that, yeah, I don't think it would have even happened. I don't think we would have even seen Resurrection F if they had not, if they had done the TV version first. Have you ever heard of that one TV show, My Life as a Teenage Robot? They said in the theme song that the robot was a strength of 1,070,000. Let's say each man's about 5 in power level. Each has 5 million power level higher than Raditz. Alright. I don't know what they're talking about. These versus Nuts. I have a raging blast for Toho, right? LSJ Kwame against Golden Rhyme Style. I guess Dino wins that one because he plays Xenoverse more. When was the last time you picked your ass? Right now. How did PyCon die? Nobody knows. He is dead. He's always been dead. Somebody killed him. We don't know why. Well, we don't know if somebody killed him. He may have died with some kind of freak accident. I mean, who really knows? What if Piccolo had his potential unlocked by Guru before the fight with Frieza's second form? He would have been even stronger. He would have probably murked Frieza. In fact, you can even make an argument that he probably could have beaten Frieza in that second form. He could have probably, if he would have, he could have probably killed Frieza. And of course, he goofed off and didn't. But like everybody else does in Dragon Ball, I think if Piccolo had his power potential unlocked by Guru, he would have probably been able to take on third form Frieza. Maybe not fourth form though. How strong is Dolber? I guess he means Dabura, because Dabura used to be called Doubler. Not very strong. Do a Q&A naked. I'm doing it right now. Do you like the good kush? I used to. What if Akira Toriyama got the heart virus that a Goku would eat? Come on, bro. Chill out. Ignore all this stuff. Ship you and Kaka, man. Are you a fan of Dragon Ball's Z-Ball? What? Dragon's Z-Ball? What? First thing you see. Porn or hentai? Porn, bro. Come on. Are you a woman? Sucks. The QA 12. What's your name? Alright. Go fuck Geekdom. Wanna fuck myself? Give the Xeon Q&A. Oh, jeez. Okay. I just want to answer some real questions here. Alright. Brandon Sunder. Do you think Dragon Ball needs a series after Super? What would you like for it to be? And then let me answer that one first, okay? Super's not over yet, so I can't really answer that because it's not over yet. So I would say sure, bring it on. I think it needs multiple series. I've talked about that before. What are 3 things you would retcon in Dragon Ball Super? Huh. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't have an answer for you because retcons are usually done due to poor planning or sometimes convenience of the current storyline versus the previous one. And I would like to. I don't really. Like, I don't have a problem with retcons, but they're a common thing. I guess the only thing I would retcon is the SS God versus Beerus thing where they started cracking the galaxy because I think it really changed the power scale for everything. I would probably retcon that. Are you ever going to do your top 24 movie special at TFS? I'm doing something similar. Okay, not similar. I'm doing something with the movies and specials. I've actually been planning it for 2 years now. I just haven't gotten around to it. But it's totally different than what TFS did. Completely different. In fact, nobody has done this. Not a soul has ever done anything like this before. So get ready. Do you think Toyotarou would be perfect to continue the Dragon Ball franchise, not just drawing mangas? I don't know about his storytelling, but drawing he would. If you were to write a 5th arc in Z, what would it be about? You can include movie, GT stuff, or characters. I mean, I like the baby arc. I think the baby arc is a good continuation. I would change it, though. I wouldn't have the baby arc be about them trying to find the Black Star Dragon Balls. I don't know if I'd do that. I would just keep going. I would just keep going and just, tell the story of Baby's revenge plot. But I would take all that Hunt for Dragon Ball shit out because I feel like it just kind of added a lot of unnecessary padding. The baby arc can be fixed, dude. Like, if everybody... I know a lot of you guys don't like GT, and I understand that. But if you look at the story of Baby wanting revenge, it is a good story. You can't deny that. And if you tweak it, you can make it better. I mean, you can make it better. I think that would be a good continuation. If it was to you, Geetham, would you make Broly canon to make fans happy, bring Bardock back, and reintroduce SS4? I don't know if I'd do that, but I would definitely release more Bardock stories. Like what happened after episode of Bardock, because he's like on that planet just chilling. I feel like he, I just feel like that would be a fun thing. I probably wouldn't reintroduce SS4 unless I did some kind of thing where it's one of the other universes, like GT is, if they were going to do that, which I don't think they will, but I would probably do something like that. And Broly, probably not, because I think there's too much, it's too polarizing. Fluffy, this is going to be the last question, by the way. And again, if I didn't get to your question, I apologize. Because it's just there's too many of them, but I'll do as many as I can here. But I have to go after this question. How do you think Buu would have done against Universe 17? And do you think that in a life versus death situation that hits assassination, these would kill Buu as easily as they kill anybody else, based on what we know about Buu's anatomy? Ooh, that is a good question because he can't stop Buu's heart because Buu's like pink, bubble gum, right? So, okay. I think against the Universe 17 or Universe 6, maybe you mean Universe 6, and I think Buu would have done well against Team Universe. He would have probably beaten the majority of them. I don't think he would have beaten... He probably wouldn't have beaten Magetta or Hit, but I think when it comes to Hit, he seems pretty smart, and he would have figured something else out. If he couldn't use the assassination technique, he might have just used raw power to beat Buu. Buu can be beaten with raw power. We've seen Beerus do it, so... All right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for checking out the Q&A. And one more. We got one more coming. And thank you, as always, for your continued support of Geetham 101. I hope you guys are enjoying these Q&As and enjoying your time off. If you're taking time off and if you're not taking time off, well, respect to you as well. I'm not either. I'm still working, as you can see right here. I'm going to be working on Christmas Day, bro. So... No rest for the wicked. Anyways, thank you guys as always, and I'll talk to you down the road.